Something felt wrong. I had to check.
The porch light across the street had been on for 3 nights straight. I noticed it on Tuesday at 2:13 a.m., the same time I always woke up. Insomnia had become my unwanted roommate ever since I moved to Briarwood, a quiet little town where nothing ever happened, or at least that's what the real estate agent had promised. By Thursday night, the light still hadn't gone off. Most people wouldn't have cared, but when you live alone and sleep refuses to come, small things grow teeth. The house belonged to Mrs. Garrison, a widow in her late 70s who baked too many cookies and forgot everyone's name except mine. "Claire," she'd say, pressing a paper bag into my hands, "a young woman shouldn't eat frozen dinners every night." I hadn't seen her in 5 days. At first, I told myself she was visiting family, or sick, or simply staying inside because of the cold, but the porch light kept burning, and something about it felt wrong. Friday night, I couldn't take it anymore. At 1:58 a.m., I pulled on a sweater and stepped outside. The air was sharp and cold enough to sting my lungs. The street was silent. No cars, no dogs barking, no wind. Just the glow of that porch light. Mrs. Garrison's house looked smaller at night, older, like it was shrinking into the ground. I walked across the street, each step crunching on gravel like a gunshot in the quiet. "Mrs. Garrison?" I called. Nothing. I knocked 3 times. The sound echoed inside the house. Still nothing. Then I noticed the door. It wasn't closed, just barely resting against the frame. My stomach tightened. "Hello?" I pushed it open. The smell hit me first. Not rot, not yet. Just something stale, heavy, like a room that hadn't breathed in days. The living room light was on. Her knitting sat on the couch, half finished. The television was muted, showing a late-night commercial with smiling actors frozen mid-laugh. "Mrs. Garrison?" My voice sounded too loud, too alone. I stepped deeper inside. The kitchen light flickered. A mug sat on the counter. Coffee, half full, cold. My hands started shaking. I didn't know why. Nothing was obviously wrong, but everything felt wrong. Then I saw the hallway. Dark, except for one thin line of light under the bedroom door. Every instinct told me to leave. Call the police, run home, lock the door, pretend I had never come. Instead, I walked down the hallway, step by step. The floor creaked under my weight. The light under the door didn't move, didn't flicker, just steady and silent. I reached the handle. It was warm. That made no sense. I turned it slowly. The door opened, and Mrs. Garrison was sitting in the chair by the window, perfectly still, facing me, eyes open, unblinking. I screamed. The police arrived in 12 minutes, I counted. 2 officers, then a detective. They told me to sit on the couch, asked questions, wrote notes. "How well did you know her?" the detective asked. "Not well." "When was the last time you saw her?" "Sunday." "Did she mention anyone visiting?" "No." He nodded slowly, like he already knew something I didn't. "They said it was natural causes, heart failure, quick, peaceful, case closed." But something bothered me. 2 things, actually. First, her eyes. They were wide open, frozen in terror. Second, her hands were clenched tight, like she'd been holding on to something, or someone. 3 days later, I couldn't sleep again. 2:13 a.m., right on schedule. I rolled over and froze. The porch light across the street was off. The house was empty, dark, empty, sold, already. That seemed too fast. But what really bothered me was the movement. A shadow inside the house. I sat up, staring through the window, waiting. Nothing. Just darkness. Eventually, I told myself it was imagination, reflections, streetlights, anything but what it felt like. Someone inside. The next afternoon, a moving truck arrived. A man unloaded boxes, tall, thin, late 40s maybe. He waved when he saw me watching. I waved back. Normal, ordinary, safe. Or so I thought. That night, someone knocked on my door. 3 soft taps. I checked the clock. 2:13 a.m. My throat went dry. Slowly, I walked to the door. Who is it? Silence. I looked through the peephole. The new neighbor stood there, smiling, too wide, too still. I opened the door halfway. "Hi," he said. "Sorry to bother you. It's late." He laughed softly. "I just moved in, wanted to introduce myself." "At 2 in the morning?" Another smile. Couldn't sleep. Neither could I. "What's your name?" he asked. "Claire." He nodded slowly. "I know." Cold spread through my chest. "How?" "You found Mrs. Garrison." Not a question, a statement. "Yes." His eyes stayed on mine, too steady, too focused. That must have been upsetting. It was. He tilted his head slightly, like he was studying me. Then he said something strange. "Did she say anything?" My pulse quickened. "No." Another pause. Then he smiled again. "Good," and walked away. I didn't sleep. Not that night. Not the next. Something wasn't right. I felt watched everywhere, every hour, every second. Then on Monday, I found it. The mistake he made. It was in my mailbox. A plain envelope. No stamp. No address. Just my name. Inside, one photograph. Mrs. Garrison's living room. Taken from inside the hallway, facing the chair, facing her. Except she wasn't dead. She was turning, looking toward the camera, eyes wide, mouth open, alive, terrified. On the back, 3 words, "You came early." My hands shook so badly I dropped it. Natural causes, that's what they said. But someone had been there, watching, waiting, photographing, and now watching me. I went to the police. The detective listened quietly, studied the photo, then leaned back. "Could be a prank," he said. "A prank?" I asked. He shrugged. "You found the body. Sometimes people fixate." Fixate? Like I was the problem. Not the man across the street. Not the photograph. Me. I left shaking, alone, unprotected. That night, 2:13 a.m., the knock came again. 3 taps, slow, patient. The knob turned, locked. A pause, then a voice, soft, almost gentle. "Claire." My blood froze. "I know you're awake." Silence filled the room, heavy, breathing, waiting. Then footsteps, leaving. I barely slept. Morning couldn't come fast enough. When it did, I looked outside. The porch light across the street was on again, even in daylight. And something else. The front door, slightly open, just like before. I knew I shouldn't go, but I did, again. Across the street, up the steps, through the door. The house smelled different now. Clean, too clean. Empty rooms, bare walls. No furniture, except one thing. A chair, placed in the center of the living room, facing the hallway, and taped to the chair, a photograph. Me, sleeping, taken through my bedroom window. "You're early again." The voice came from behind me. I turned slowly. He stood in the doorway, smiling, calm, relaxed, like this was normal. "You killed her."
He sighed. Such an ugly word. Why? He shrugged. She noticed me. My stomach twisted. What does that mean? She watched. Like that explained everything. And now, he said softly, you watch too. He stepped closer. I can't have that. My legs wouldn't move. My heart pounded so loud I could hear it. Then, sirens, distant, getting closer. His smile vanished. For the first time, fear, real fear. You called them. I hadn't, but I nodded anyway. He stared at me, then bolted past, out the door, gone. They caught him 2 miles away, running, panicked, desperate. In his basement, photographs, dozens, neighbors, windows, bedrooms, Mrs. Garrison, and me, mostly me. They said